So I wanted to make a part two. I wanted to make a part two yesterday. From yesterday, man. Sorry guys, I just woke up. Just woke up and shit, and wanted to make a part two because I think a lot of guys need to be informed about some of these Thai women in Thailand, and not just Thai women, but you know, women from other countries as well, like Brazil or Mexico or Colombia. You see what I'm saying? You just got to be really careful with these women because they're very, very good at what they do. You see what I'm saying? So, what I want to say is, I want to, start from the beginning about, let's call the guy Max, okay? And let's call the girl, you know, Nat, okay? So, the guy Max, right? He was, your average everyday, guy from the UK. He had his own business and he lived with his mom in a house. Okay. Um, he was lonely. He couldn't really find a girlfriend. He spent years alone, single, kind of like us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what I mean by us is men who haven't had a girlfriend in years, or they struggle to find a girlfriend, right? You know what I'm saying? So he struggled. He would meet girls and he would scare them. You know what I'm saying? Because he was so clingy to them, like right away. You see what I'm saying? And that's what you know being without a girl does to you, man. It really makes you like it brings your emotions out when you are when you're close to a female. Okay, it brings your emotions out basically because you haven't had a female in a while. It's hard to control your emotions. It's hard to control the staring. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, let's kick the story off. Um, so the guy lived in the UK. He was single for years, and he decided that he wanted to go to Thailand and find a girlfriend slash wife. Okay, let's just say he wanted to find a wife. Okay, he went to Thailand and he met some females out there, but he scared them away with his staring. Okay, he had a staring problem. Okay, he would try to grab their hand like right away. That sounds similar. That sounds similar to me. You know, that's what happened to me a while back. Trying to grab the female hand right away and shit. You see what I'm saying? Cause you're so fucking goddamn desperate. You haven't had a woman in a long time. So he was scared them away, but he came across this one chick. Her name was Nat. She was an older chick, like around 40. Okay. And Max, he was around like 45, 50. Okay. So he went out with her, right? Hung out with her. And she didn't mind holding his hand. Okay. They shared a meal together. They talked, halfway through the meal. He's grabbing her hand, he's caressing her and stuff, and she didn't mind. You know what I'm saying? And then when the meal was over, you know, um, they had dessert, and halfway through the dessert, right? Okay, Halfway through the dessert, he told her that he was in love with her. And she was like, "What? We just met." Yeah, yeah, you know, you know, because he's so used to being in the UK, isolated, can't find a woman worth a goddamn, right? The UK is just like the US, bro. Don't get it twisted. The UK is just like the fucking US. They will starve you out there. Like once a man hits a certain age, man, it is over when it comes to attracting young females. Okay? Once a man hits about like 30, 35 or something like that, he's considered too old for the women who are 22, 23, 24. Okay? He's considered too old in the UK and in the US too. So, you know, he told her that he loved her and he was in love with her, you know, and she was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this guy's saying this like right away." And he was like, "I love you. I want you to come back to the UK with me. I'll take care of you, and blah blah blah." Right? She said, "Okay, let me think about it." And she thought about it, and she came back, 2 days later with a yes. Right? This guy got his own business. He has a house that he lives in with his mother. Okay, what could go wrong, right? But Nat, let's go into the story with Nat. Nat was an ex hooker. Okay, she worked at brothels. She worked at massage parlors. Okay, you know, she worked at go-go bars, but she was just getting too old, so she wasn't making any money. Okay, in Thailand, a woman's age means a whole fucking lot. You guys don't understand. In Thailand, you know, a woman's age means a lot. A lot of guys are not gonna look at her when she passed a certain age in Thailand. That's just the golden rule right there, man. She passed 30, they're not looking at her no more. Okay. She passed 40, she really is not gonna get looked at. Okay. She doesn't get any attention. Okay, in Thailand. But so the story goes is that he brought her back. To make a long story short, he brought her back to the UK to live with him and his mother inside of a house. You know what I'm saying? So his mother was a little bit, skeptical. She was suspicious, but she was happy for him. And she was glad that he finally found, a wife after all them years. Because I guess his mother probably understands that, he probably, probably, was having trouble in the UK. Okay, finding a wife. You know, so he brought her back to live in the house with his mom, and his mom liked her because she was, cleaning the house, and waiting on him hand and foot. You know what I'm saying? You know, she was waiting on him, you know, hand and foot, and doing all these good things and shit, right? Okay, but then she had to get a job. You know what I'm saying? So she could send money home back to her family. Okay, she had to get a job. Then you know, um, she found a job at this restaurant. Okay, you know, so she found a job at this restaurant, and she noticed that the waitress would disappear into the attic of the restaurant, and then come back, later, like 20, 30 minutes later. Okay, the waitress that worked there. Then another waitress would go up and disappear for like 30 minutes and then come back down. She was like, "What the hell's going on?" You know. Later, she found out that the restaurant that she works at, the restaurant that she works at is a whorehouse as well. It's a brothel basically upstairs. You know what I'm saying? So she automatically that clicked in her head. You know what I'm saying? Because during the day when she's walking around, she gets all this extra attention because she's not used to the attention. You know, because in the UK, it's the same thing over here, bro. Like men are totally starved, sexually starved, and not getting, female attention or validation or not e- not even sex. You see what I'm saying? So the men are looking at her all day long, trying to talk to her at supermarkets and shit, and she's not used to that attention. So when she saw the brothel, that shit clicked in her head, man. She was like, "Wow, I can make money here." You know, so when she signed up for the brothel, started working there, started to make extra money, you know, and Max, unfortunately, he doesn't know about this yet, you know, and she would come home late and she would have an excuse, an alibi, saying that she stayed very, very late because of how busy it was at the restaurant. There was customers everywhere, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And she would come home like around 3 a.m., 4 a.m., right? And he doesn't know nothing about this yet. But after a while, he started to get suspicious because it was a repetitive, thing. You know what I mean? Like, he could understand, like, maybe once or twice a week she would stay late, but she was staying late every single night, even on a Monday, Tuesday night. And those are slow nights. You know what I'm saying? So she was staying late every single night. Eventually, he found out about it. He wasn't too happy. Matter of fact, he was devastated about it because, he brought her all the way over to the UK to live with him, you know, and she turned out to be a slut, a whore. You see, you can't make a fucking whore into a housewife, basically. That's where the term comes from. A hoe will always be a hoe. Okay, if you get one of these females from these bars, you bring her over here, she's gonna hoe it up over here behind your back. Okay, because that's all they know how to do is hoe it up to make money. And in the U.S. and in the UK, she would make a fortune selling her pussy versus being over there, in Thailand where she couldn't hardly make any money because of her age. See, men in Thailand, I told you, men in Thailand are very picky because all the beautiful 8, 9s, and 10s that are walking around. Okay, you're gonna be picky with old females. You're gonna be picky. You know what I'm saying? With fat females, a lot of fat females don't get no attention in Thailand. They really don't because of all the 8, 9s, and 10s that are walking around the island, right? Because Thailand is an island basically. You know what I'm saying? Um, so he found out about it, was devastated, right? So his fucking mom didn't want her to be in the house anymore. So she had to pack her bags and she moved out of the house, you know what I'm saying? And, worked at the brothel, made tons and tons of money, and then moved in with his one of his friends, basically. You know what I'm saying? His friend found out about the breakup and he just went behind Max's back and, offered her to move in with him. But she couldn't work at the brothel. That was his That's was one of his demands. Was no, you gotta not work at the brothel if you move in with me. And then she moved in with him. After that, I don't know what happened after that. You know what I'm saying? I got that story off of YouTube. It's a true story. Okay. If that lets you know, do not fall for these bar girls or these sluts, these hoes out here or out there in Thailand. Out here too. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So do not bring females back over here. I know in the past I told you to maybe bring a female back over here if you couldn't afford to stay in her country or whatever to avoid droughts. But you don't really you don't want to get caught up. You know what I'm saying, with this bullshit. You know, got your feelings all up in the mix, right? You get hurt bringing this female over here, and she turns out to be a hoe, or she leaves you for, a taller, better looking dude because of all these options out here. Let me tell you, bro, if you brought a fucking 8, 9, or a 10 over here to the U.S., you would lose her within a week. I'm not lying. There's so much competition in the U.S. Dudes are fucking not getting their fucking needs met if they're not in the fucking top 20%. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, do not bring these bitches back over here. You know, once some of these females figure that I'm not gonna bring them back over, you know, to America, they stop talking to me. And I'm like, good, because I'm not gonna bring you back over here to America where you could do your fuckery. See, a lot of these females, you know, they want to come to America so they can get their fuckery on because they can't do that shit in their country. They can't get their fuckery on over there in their country. In their country, they're in poverty. They don't have the opportunities, you know what I'm saying, that the American women have over here. That's why I say, man, it's good for women to stay poverty stricken because they depend on the man's money, and that's what we want them to. We want them to depend on our money, to depend on us, because we all knows what happens when she becomes independent and she feel like she don't need you no more. You see what I'm saying? Oh, I, I don't need a man and shit like that, bro. That's where all that comes from because we gave women too much power. We gave them too much, you know, uh, independence. You see what I'm saying? So women are the same all over the fucking globe. It's just their conditions in different countries are different from the U.S. In Thailand, they can't pull that fuckery that they could pull over here. You see, a lot of guys that make a mistake, they bring their women over here, and the women, you know, automatically change. Now, there are some stories where, you know, men have brought them back to the U.S. and they stayed together and basically got old together. There are some stories of that, right? But there's some horror stories, man, where you brought your honey over here and she'll leave you for a Chad or a Tyrone, or she'll go back to hookering or hoeing and shit like that, bruh. You just don't want that to happen. So I recommend you stay in their country where you can't get got, where you can't get fucking, you know, scammed and shit like that, bruh. You just don't want that to happen. You see what I'm saying? You keep them in their country because you, you get her over here, man. There's gonna be dudes all over her, man. Especially if she's an 8, 9, or a 10, bruh, bruh. There's gonna be dudes walking up to her, trying to talk to her right in front of your face, bruh. I can imagine out here, bruh, when I'm out here talking to some females and I get interrupted by some motherfucker, right? That's you know, that's probably working at the place or whatever. You know, like the other day or the other night, about I don't know, like 2, 3 months ago. I was talking to this one chick at the restaurant, and then some guy who worked there just walked up and interrupted our conversation. You know what I'm saying? I can imagine if that happens on a regular basis and I don't have a girlfriend. Imagine if I had a fucking female that was a 9 or a 10 on my arm. Bruh, I would get so much like attention, and I would get so many like men just walking up to her trying to talk to her in front of me, and I can imagine me getting into fights and shit behind her and shit. You see what I'm saying? You know, yeah, yeah. Do not bring her over here, bro. Do not bring your honey over here, man. Especially if she's a 8, 9, or a 10. You keep her you keep her in her country. You have the upper hand. She cannot do you wrong. Matter of fact, she will not do you wrong because she don't have a whole lot of options. Even if she's a 8, 9, or a 10 in that country, okay? She doesn't have a whole lot of options like she if she would, if she was here in America or the UK. Because the same thing that's happening in America is happening in the UK, bro. Women are doing their fuckery, okay? They're doing their fuckery. They being picky and choosy and, leaving a lot of dudes out of the dating market. See, we've been sold out by the elites here in America. We've been sold out. So we have to pick up our bags and leave, man. Go to where men got the power. We don't want women have power, man. We see what happens. See what happens when they got power, right? They start trying to pick the top quality guys and shit like that, bruh. They doing their fuckery, right? They're cheating, they're lying, and you see what I'm saying? We don't want that to happen to us, over here. If you bring that female over here, man, that's what's gonna happen, man. Cause we all know we want the pretty woman. We want the woman that's a 7 or up. You know what I'm saying? 7 and up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And if she's a 7, even if she's a 7, she's on your arm walking around, bro, you're gonna get a whole lot of hate. You see what I'm saying? Especially if she's Asian, man. Man, there'll be so many motherfuckers just hating on you. I can imagine if you took her out, bro, you would get into a fight, at least one fight. Okay? Cause dudes, when men see that, man, and you got an 8, 9, or a 10, and they ain't got nothing, man, you gonna get a lot of hatred, bro. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. You would get a whole lot of men around you, man, all of a sudden, bro. That's the dangers of having an 8, 9, or a 10 from a different country, and you bring them back to the U.S., man, where the fucking Chads and Tyrones be at, bro. And you won't keep her for very long, man. Even if you're a rich guy, bro, I don't care if you're rich, you won't keep her for very long because there'll be other rich ass simps after her, man. There'll be other better looking dudes with more money than you and shit like that after her. So you're not safe if you bring her over here. You're safe if you keep her there where she's not special. You see, 8, 9s, and 10s in Thailand are not special because there's so many of them. Okay, there's so many of them. They're not special. Every fucking female out there is beautiful, basically. So she can't walk around like she's the baddest bitch on the fucking planet and shit. Out here in America, these 8, 9s, and 10s walk around like they're the baddest bitch on the planet. They won't even like respond to your messages. Okay, we got females in Thailand that are bad as fuck, and they respond to your messages, man. They even like your comments and shit. You see what I'm saying? But out here in America, you can't even get a response from an 8, 9, or a 10 unless you're a celebrity or you got high status or you got a lot of fucking money. Okay, that's the only time you'll get a response from an 8, 9, or a 10. Or if you got top tier looks, like if you just a top Chad, a Giga Chad, or a Giga Tyrone, just like top tier, like 10 plus guy, with perfect features and shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you get you'll get a fucking response, okay? That's the only time you'll get a fucking response. You see what I'm saying? So, dude, don't bring these females over here, bro. I'm telling you, you just destined to fucking fail. Okay? It's just like over here, she's special. Okay? Over in Thailand, she's not special. That's where you want her. You want her to be over there. Give her a better life over there, man. That's not a good deal. It's not a good deal at all. She coming to the table with just some, some cooking skills, some pussy, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the females in Thailand, even though they're eight, nines, and tens, they can cook. You see what I'm saying? They can cook really, really good because their family is poor. They gotta cook. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them females that are eight, nines, and tens, their families are poor. And when a female is poor in her country, you can control her more. You bring her over here around these other females, man, she gonna do that fuckery. She gonna be all over the place. She gonna be cheating on you. Okay, you know all that other shit, bro. No, that's a nightmare ready to happen, bro. That's a fucking nightmare ready to happen. You bring her over here, bro. She's gonna run out on you, man. I made videos in the past saying, well, if you can't afford to stay in her country, bring her over here. I take that back. I take that back, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because she might have been a hooker in her past and you don't even know it. She probably got a high body count and you don't even know it. And females with high body counts, they cannot possibly love. They can't feel love. They had too many men in her fucking goddamn life, man. You see what I'm saying? You cannot turn a hoe into a housewife. Once a hoe, always a hoe. It's not a good idea to fall for some of these bar girls out there. And they got bar girls in every fucking goddamn city out there, and it's very easy to fall in love with a bar girl. Trust me, bro. Trust me, very very easy because they're pretty. Some of them are eight, nines, and tens. Some of them like sixes and sevens and shit. They can shake their ass. Okay, a lot of guys have gotten burnt trying to fall in love with these fucking bar girls because they're motivated only by money, man, and opportunity. You know, they're just waiting for a guy to come from the UK or to come from the US to save them from their circumstances. You know what I'm saying? They waiting, you know. You see what I'm saying? And you bring her back over here, motherfucker's gonna be trying to hit on her all day long. She go to the market by herself. There's gonna be Chads and Tyrones, motherfuckers who are taller than you, better looking than you, with more money gonna be hitting on her all day long. If she's at 8, 9, or a 10, if you bring her back over here, I'm telling you, you looking for trouble. You look, even if she's an ugly female, man, you just it's gonna be dudes hitting on her all day long, man. Because dudes are not getting laid out here, bruh. I talked to this one female out here. She wasn't very good looking in the face, but she had a nice body. Her face was like a maybe like a 4.5 or whatever. Her body was a 6 or a 7 or something like that. And she told me that she get hit on all day long. Uh, when I was doing DoorDash, I was talking to this one chick at Wingstop, and she was underage. I didn't know she was like 17 or something like that. I was trying to talk to her or something like that. I thought she was at least 20 or 21 or whatever. And she was like, no, no, no. And she was like, I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you was over. I mean, I didn't know you was under 18 or something like that. And she was like, oh, no, no problem. I get hit on all the time. Like, every single day when I go to the bus stop, I get hit on all the time. I was like, damn. Like, I mean, how many times do you get hit on? She was like, about 30 or 40 times a day. I was like, what? You see, that's the circumstance that we are in here in the Bay Area. It's not enough women to go around, so you know, dudes are fucking combing the street for pussy, like, with a fucking a close teeth comb and shit. You see what I'm saying? Because dudes are not getting it in out here, man. There's not enough women, so a lot of dudes are going droughts without women, bruh. You see what I'm saying? So you don't want to bring her back over here, bro, where she can do her fuckery and fuck you over. Nah, keep her over there where she's powerless. In Thailand, women are powerless. They can only sell their bodies. You see what I'm saying? That's the only way they can make money is sell their bodies. Okay? Don't bring over here where she could do her fuckery because they will come over here and do their fuckery, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying all of them would do that because there are some successful stories where the couple stay together here in the U.S. and or over there in the UK or whatever. Okay, but you know there is a possibility that she can get over here and do her fuckery and leave you brokenhearted. You see what I'm saying? You might have kids with her and shit, and she still might run away. With a Chad or a Tyrone. But Chad and Tyrone don't fuck with single mothers. They don't really. They don't. They got the options to not to. You know what I'm saying? You know. So don't fucking like bring these females over here to America. Okay. You will. There's a possibility that you might get screwed over. Okay. When she get over here, and she find out, you know, how much these females be making over here, hoeing it up. She gonna fucking go crazy. She gonna fall back into her old hookerish ways, man. And you won't even know about it until later. Anyway, man, I'm gonna end the video. Just remember, man, keep them over there where you got the power, where you got the upper hand. Men got the upper hand in Thailand, and that's where they keep it. You see what I'm saying? That's where they keep it because they see what happens over here in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? They see the females out here doing their fuckery and shit like that, and they don't want their country to be like America, where feminism is running rapid and all the females are turning masculine and shit like that. They don't want that to happen, bro. You see what I'm saying? Well, somebody says, why do you want bar girls? Bar girls, let me tell you, bar girls are very convenient. Like, you could just walk up to a bar and, walk out with a female. Very convenient. That's why a lot of guys want bar girls. You know what I'm saying? Other women, like real respectful women, the Thai women, they won't even hold hands with you on the first date. Okay, they won't go home with you. No, you see what I'm saying? On the first date. Okay, they don't do all that shit, man. Only bar girls do that shit. And watch out for bar girl scams. Bar girls, they will scam your ass. They will tell you that, you know, they don't go home with the customers. That's one lie. Watch out, you know what I'm saying, when you're dealing with the bar girls in Thailand. You see what I'm saying? They'll tell you, well, I don't go home with the customers. I just make money with the drinks and stuff. I just get drinks. That's a bullshit lie. The real money is hanging out with the customer when they're there in Thailand. You know what I'm saying? Because these females could make about $500 if they stay with him for 2 weeks. That's pretty cheap. You see what I'm saying? But that's a lot of money for her. Okay, and then they got to pay the bar fine to take her away from the fucking bar and shit. Like, okay, you can be my girlfriend for 2 weeks. Okay, cool. I get to bang as much as I possibly can for 2 weeks. Cool. You be my girlfriend for 2 weeks. That's why men want bar girls because it's so goddamn convenient. Like out here in the U.S., you can't do that. We don't got no bar girls that we could go home with. We could pay the fucking bar fine and take her back to our suite for drinks and shit like that. We don't have that luxury out here, man. Well, we got that. You got it in Thailand. You see what I'm saying? They got it in Thailand where you could just, you know, walk up to a bar, grab a 8, 9, or a 10, and take her home. All you gotta do is pay the bar fine. You know what I'm saying? Right? To take her away from the bar, and you could go have some dinner and drinks and stuff like that. She'll be your girlfriend for as long as you're there. As long as you pay that $500 for 2 weeks, which is pretty cheap if you've been saving your money and shit like that. That shouldn't be a problem. You see what I'm saying? So escorts here, you got to pay a fucking a arm and a leg for them to stay with you for 2 weeks. You got to pay them thousands of dollars, thousands. Okay, so that's the difference between Thailand and America. Matter of fact, you guys got to hit that Cash App, man. You know what I'm saying? Hit my Cash App. I forget to say that all the time because I be wanting to do this, and I forget to say hit the Cash App. You see what I'm saying? So bar girls are very convenient and they're very easy to fall in love with because they're so fucking gorgeous. You're talking about top of the line 8, 9s, and 10s. The bar girls are not all of my 8, 9s, and 10s, but there's a few in there that are stunners, man. And it's very easy to fall in love with them, especially if you haven't had intimacy from a female in a while. You see, the guy Max in the story, he's just like a lot of men out here in the U.S. Sexually starved, intimacy from female starved. Okay, it's hard to control your emotions when you haven't had a woman in a while, and that's what the U.S. is doing right now, man. The U.S. is starving a lot of guys, you know, of intimacy and pleasure and companionship. Okay, love. A lot of guys haven't had a love in a long time because of the saturation here in America, all that competition and shit, bro. It's just getting really, really bad out here with that. So better to keep them in their country, man. Get your passports, bro. I'm not saying that you cannot travel to Thailand because I know a lot of guys or a lot of naysayers. They don't come around talking, man, you see, there's a lot of sluts over there. They ain't nothing but sluts over there. That's why you going over there. That's why you go. Like, nah, man, nah. Thailanders go there to have fun, to have intimacy with females that you cannot have intimacy in your own country. We cannot have intimacy with 8, 9s, and 10s in the UK or in America. We just cannot unless you have unless you're a millionaire or you top tier looks. Out there in Thailand, you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to get an 8, 9, or a 10. You just need to be stable. Okay, that's it. Or you just need to have the money. You just walk up to a bar, grab a 10. You could grab a 10 and take her home with you, man. We can't do that here in the U.S. We don't have that luxury. So a lot of men pack up their bags. They go to where they can get their 8, 9s, and 10s. Simple, simple. It's so simple. You know, you know. So it's like, if you can't get the proper 8, 9s, and 10s over here in America, you go overseas and get it. That's what I'm saying. A lot of guys don't have that luxury. You're talking about quality females, high quality females when it comes to looks. We're talking about a banging body, a maxed out, gemmed out body. Okay, perfect features, small face. You see what I'm saying? A compact mid face. A lot of these females in Thailand got that shit, bro. You see what I'm saying? So over here, see the thing is, over here, a lot of men they can only get like their face match or below. Women that are below them in looks. Like, man, I don't want no fat whale. That's what it seems like. That's all left for me, man. Fat whales, bruh. Cause ain't no 8, 9, or 10 responding over here on dating apps. Okay, they're not. They're not. Women who are above you in looks, they're not gonna respond, bro. Trust me, they're not. You know what I'm saying? I've been on dating apps, bro. I can't get my face match either. I can't even get my face match. I gotta get some creepy Inspector Gadget looking bitch. No fucking Skeletor looking bitch. Or a fucking Jabba the fucking slut bitch. You know what I'm saying? Big old fat land whale. That's the only thing I can get off of dating apps. Who wanna settle for that? Why do I deserve a land whale? Why do I deserve a woman past her fucking goddamn expiration date? Fucking female in her 40s and shit. What the fuck am I gonna do with that? You see what I'm saying? I don't want a female around my age, bro. Motherfuckers saying, "Oh, why not? Why not? You want a woman around your age? Because, man, you know, they just way more fucking uptight, man. They so goddamn serious. They want you to settle down with them and shit really quickly. Like, nah, man, nah, I don't want that. What if I have feelings for the older female? You know what I'm saying? And we decide to have kids. No, you know what I'm saying? We won't be able to have kids. She's 40 something years old. I mean, they can have kids at 40 something years old, but the birth defects and shit like that goes up after a certain age, man. You know what I'm saying? So women are better to have kids like around, you know, from 18 to 25. That's their best year to have kids. You know what I'm saying? Our society is all screwed up. So anyway, man, I'm gonna end this video, man. You guys hit the Cash App on the way out. Support this channel, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Feel free to do that, man, because that really helps out. You know, buy me a meal tonight. All right, that's it. You guys have a good day. Peace out. Take care and bless.